Hello, and welcome to the sixth and final Zoom workshop for the Trellus Summer term. This workshop is Create with Canva. So I am going to show you a short slideshow using Google Slides about an introduction to Canva, and then I'm going to end the slideshow presentation and we will go directly to the Canva website. This workshop is being recorded and it will be uploaded to YouTube today. So after this slideshow presentation, and after I go to the internet and show you more about Canva, I will stop the recording if you have any questions or if you put any questions into the chat. Okay, let's get started. So the objectives of this computer workshop are learning the basics of what Canva is. So what is Canva, how to create with Canva, getting started with Canva, and then also some reminders about Canva and digital citizenship. So these are the objectives of this computer workshop, specifically to using Canva either online or using the Canva app. So if you have not used Canva before, it is an online creative digital design platform. It is easy to use once you have started playing and practicing on Canva. You can use pre-designed templates. There is an amazing selection of images and graphics, as well as animations and audio. You can create forms, add them into a presentation, and you can also use artificial intelligence through Canva. So some of the things that you might be interested in creating would be social media posts if you use Facebook or Instagram. If you needed to create a flyer for an event, a wedding, a garage sale, a party, if you wanted to create presentations, if you wanted to make short videos, if you needed a logo for your business or organization, and many, many other things that you could create. And you'll see many of these things when we go onto the Canva website. You do not need any graphic design experience. You don't need to be a graphic designer. You can just use the easy to use tools that are included with Canva. So some of the things that you can create flyers. That is one of the strongest templates, the very big variety of templates for flyers. And I mentioned a few of them. You might be having a sale, you might be having a party, you might be a back to school event. You might be selling something. So lots of flyer templates that you can use. Templates, of course, are pre-designed. You can also create social media posts. So if you are a social media user and you wanted to share content with your followers, you can create social media posts. You can create presentations very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint or like what you're watching right now, which is Google Slides. You could create invitations. This could be for a baby shower or a wedding or any kind of special event. Newsletters, if the newsletter was for school or the company that you work for or your organization. Information contained in a newsletter that you can share with people either by website address or by email. You can also create posters. So if you are selling your house, if you are selling items that you have at your house, if you've lost your dog, if you have an animal up for adoption, so lots of poster options as well. Resumes. So if you're looking to create a resume, there is a wide variety of resume templates. So if you wanted a resume with a particular theme, maybe you're in customer service or you're in the medical field or education, lots and lots of resume options using Canva. You can also create videos, business cards, and infographics to share information in a more of a graphic infographic style. Okay, now I am only going to be showing you the free version of Canva in this workshop. You can sign up for a free Canva. You can sign up with your Gmail account, and there is no cost for a free Canva subscription, I guess, if you will. It is free. Every tool that I'm going to show you today is for a free account. And you can see here on the screen, there are also multiple pricing options if you wanted some more of the features that Canva can offer you. Now, the free version of Canva, you can use many of the templates, not all of them, but you can use many of them. You have access to free photos and graphics, and then basic design tools. You can move text boxes around, you can add music, you can add video, you can use basic AI features. And then you can also download what you have created on Canva in case you wanted to print it or attach it in an email or upload it to a website. And then you can also share your designs via email or on websites. Now, Canva Pro will give you many, many more templates and tools as well as graphics. You can also use some of the premium photos and videos that Canva has for use, as well as removing things that might be in a photograph that you want to remove. Branding of, if you have a company or you're an entrepreneur, there's branding tools and then more advanced features as well, including more advanced features with artificial intelligence. Okay, now to get started, if you've never used Canva, you will want to go to the website, www.canva.com, and create a free account. A free account, there is no credit card needed. You will just need to use an existing email address that you have and then create a password so that when you sign into Canva, you're signing in with your email address and your Canva password. Now, this is what it will look like when we go to Canva after you are signed into your free account. And I will show you this more when we go directly to the Canva website. Now, there are many, many options, and I've mentioned a few of them in this slideshow about what you can create in Canva. And these are just a few screenshots of templates. You might see some templates there at the top about one of them is a fall festival, one of them is a journal, one of them is for Hispanic Heritage Month, Fiesta de Navidad. Now you'll notice that some of those little tiles, those little pictures, have a little crown on those. Those are not usable if you have a free account. And I'll talk about that more when we go directly to the Canva website. And then down in the bottom, you can see some of the options for adding some artificial intelligence video effects. This is another one, another screenshot from Canva directly. And you can see here, if you are looking to create something specific, something by subject, such as you needed to create something for English language and arts or science or math or social studies. And then in the middle here of the screenshot, you can see you can create with AI. You can create worksheets if you were a teacher or a parent and you wanted to create worksheets for educational purposes. If you wanted to create interactive games or whiteboards, so visual thinking tools that you can use by yourself or you can use with other people. And then at the bottom, we have templates, and these are by category. So if you needed to create a presentation, very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint or Google Slides, if you wanted to create a poster, a resume, email, invitations, mobile videos, Facebook posts, and then at the bottom, you can see more. Instagram posts, stories, landscape instead of portrait style videos. If you wanted to create code, logos, flyers, and more. Now, these are just little screenshots that you're looking at here on this slide directly from the Canva website, and you'll see these again when I take you to the Canva, www.canva.com. Now, Canva is always adding new things to the website and to the app, and here are some examples of templates that you can use, learning resources. You can see many of these are educationally based, colors in the seasons, coloring pages, learning about the solar system, building circuits, etc. And so these are templates that will get you started with a pre-designed style, and then you can customize it. Now, before we go to the Canva website, I wanted to talk about Canva and digital citizenship. So digital citizenship is just being respectful and responsible when you are using Canva or any website or social media platform. So please be respectful of copyright. Do not copy somebody else's images or their writing or their text and use that and claim it as your own. Use Creative Commons images, and those are images that are in the public domain. Those are images that people have shared to the internet and that you are allowed to use without compensating them for the use of that image. You should also use your own photos if you have them available. And then if you're creating something like a flyer or a poster, you don't want to share private phone numbers. So you can always hide your cell phone number with a Google Voice number. But just always keep in mind that private phone numbers, private home addresses, personal email addresses, that information should be used sparingly. So don't put your phone number on every poster that you use or that you're creating. Don't put yours or somebody else's personal email address because that could be, you don't know where that's going to be shared. And then always protect children's images and their information. So I recommend not using your child's images on a poster or a flyer or personal information, your child's full name or their birth date, or obviously a home address or where they even go to school. Don't share private documents. That information should not be shared in any kind of Canva document that you're creating, or any identifying information such as your personal and private information. So basically you want to consider everything that you're making on Canva. You have to ask yourself, do you want this information publicly available? Now, if you were obviously selling a home, you would need to put in the address of the home as well as a phone number so that people could contact you if you are selling a home or you're selling items. If you're creating a resume, well, that's going to have more information on it, but that would be shared to specific people or to a specific company or organization. So just be careful with what you're sharing publicly, because if you do, share your information or your picture, or you just can't really guarantee where that information is going to end up. Okay. Now I'm going to take questions at the end of this workshop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing and then I'll reshare once we get onto the Canva website. So let me end the slideshow. And I'm going to take you to Google and then I will take you to Canva. Okay, let me share my screen again. All right, if you are looking for the Canva website, you can type in Canva to Google and you can click on the search result for Canva. The website address for Canva is www.canva.com. Now you can also download Canva from the App Store for your phone so that you can use Canva on your device as well. Now, once you go to the Canva website, you can see I'm at www.canva.com. You will want to either create an account if you don't have one already, or you're going to need to sign into your account. So after you do that, Canva will open up to your account. Now, I am signed in to my Canva account, and you can see over here on the left side, there is home, projects, templates, and branding and more tools for you. Now you will also see here in the middle, Canva's asking me, what will you design today? And I am on the home page, my home page, because I am signed into my free Canva account. Or I can click on templates and I can start searching for templates, which of course are pre-designed in case I wanted to create something from the beginning. Now, right here in the middle, there's templates again. I can browse templates. Magic Layers is a feature where you can upload a flat pre-designed document or flyer, and then you can customize the different sections of that. So if you wanted to create a presentation, social media, create a video, if you actually wanted to make something and then print it, you could print it on items or you can print it on paper, documents, whiteboard, sheets, codes, etc. Now, You can see if I scroll down here, here are some of the things that I have previously created in Canva, but we're going to create something together in this class. So I'm going to create it while you are watching. So I am going to actually click on templates. And when I click on templates, you can see here are those categories. So if I was going to create a presentation, I could click here, a poster or a resume, etc., etc. We are going to start with, actually, I'd like to show you resumes. Now, this is going to show up. This is going to show pre-designed templates for resumes. Now, these little icons right here, these are premium templates. So if you do not have a paid subscription to Canva, you will not be able to use the templates that have that little crown feature. But you'll notice that as I scroll down, there are other templates that I can choose if I wanted to create a resume. So if you are looking for the free templates, look for the ones that do not have the crown. And then when you find one that you like, you can click on it, open it, and customize it. Now I'm going to scroll down until I see one, and let's go with this one right here. I'm going to click on this one. I can either star it if I wanted to, but I'm going to select it. And you're going to see here the little purple button that says customize this template. Now I can print with Canva and have them print what I am creating, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to customize it so that I can save it and print it myself. So I'm going to click customize this template. And it's now open to the template. And let me move this. And down here, you're going to see a slide bar. You can see that I only have this at 29%. So I'm going to slide this and make it slightly bigger. Now, it has saved it to my projects, and it saved it as, you can see the little cloud here. It's saving my changes as I'm working on it. And I am in the editing feature. Now, the name of it is, this is the name of the template, and I'm actually going to change that, and I'm going to change the name of this resume to, I'm going to change the file name to Shannon's resume. Okay, then I'm going to hit enter. So this is going to be saved in my projects automatically. You can see that it has showing me the cloud with the check mark, all changes saved, and I changed the name from the template name to my file name is now Shannon's template. Now, all you have to do is you can see that these little sections are different text boxes. So you can click on the box and you can change what's in there. I'm going to put in my name in the first box, and I am going to put that I am a computer instructor. And as I click on each of these sections, I'm going to change this to contact. Oh, let's get rid of that. I'm going to double click in each of these little text boxes. And even these little, see this little line here? If I don't want that little line, I can use these tools that pop up in the little balloon. Now, this comment is if you were collaborating on this with somebody else, but since I'm working on this on my own, I'm not going to be commenting on what I'm doing to make these changes. I can also lock into position where these features are of the template. I can also duplicate the features. This one is a little line that is separating the header from the personal information, and I can delete sections if I don't want it as well. Now I'm going to make this a little bigger, and let's get rid of this little circle that popped up. And I'm going to double click in here, and I'm going to put in my phone number. And I'm not going to put in my phone number. Then here I can double click until it highlights and put in my email address. Now you can see that this doesn't make any sense. You can see these words don't make any sense because these are placeholders. They're just showing you where to edit the content for the resume template that I designed. So you can see here's a header, and then I can put in information, and I can also change all of this. Now this is not in English, but I'm just kind of customizing the template because I liked the design. So this doesn't make any sense for me because this is just text that's being used as a placeholder telling me what to put in this section. Now, this is still saving automatically, and if I click back on this tool here that shows home, I am going to click on my projects, and it's going to show me my most recent. So I'm going to click here on recents, and it's going to show me here is that resume that I saved. Now, this is one that I created previously for a sale. So let me show you how to do that one. I'm going to click back on home. And this time we are going to look for templates specifically for, let's look for flyers in case I needed to create something. Here's one for a flyer. Now, a flyer could be used if you're having a sale, if you've lost your dog, if you are creating something for a special event, or just an informational flyer. So I'm going to click on flyer here. And it literally says search millions of templates. Now, if I wanted to create from a blank flyer, very similar to Microsoft Word or Google Docs, I could create here and create from blank. But one of the strongest features of Canva are these incredible looking templates. So again, I'm not going to click on any of them that have the little crown icon. I'm going to look for the free ones. And you can see I have quite a good selection here and here and here, and they all have a very different style. Now, I'm going to choose this one. Ooh, yeah, let's choose this one. I'm going to click on it. And again, I'm just going to click on the little purple icon that says customize this template. It's going to open it up. And you can see it's still very small, so I'm going to use the slide bar on the bottom and make that larger so we can see it. Now, this little cloud is already showing me that it's saving anything. I've now opened it and it's already saving it to my projects, but I am going to give it a name. The template name is Pink and Red Illustrated Garage Sale Flyer. So I'm going to click on that and delete it and put my yard sale flyer, so that I have changed the name of this template because it's saving it as my own flyer in my projects. And each of these little sections, you can see that I can customize each of these little sections. So we're going to change the date. So let's change this to the 1st, and we're going to change August. I'm going to double click and I'm going to put in September. And I'm going to click this. Now, I don't really need this section right here, so I am going to, let's see if I can delete it. Let's see if I can delete this. There we go. I'm going to delete that. And we're going to move down here. 1 September. Okay, that little box here that had the text in it, deleted. I'm going to just put in 123 Main Street. I'm not going to use any real address. Now, this picture here, you can see that the colors in this picture have a particular theme. They're oranges and blacks and yellows, and you can see the colors in this graphic are up here. So if I wanted to change, for example, the pants are black. If I wanted to change the pants in this graphic from black to blue, I can do that. Now, if I wanted to change the orange in this graphic, I can click that. I'm going to change the orange to yellow. Okay. And if I wanted to change, let's see, the white, let's see what's white, and we're going to change it to black. So you can see I have a lot of control. Even in the graphics that are in this template, I can change the colors. Now, when I click on any one of these elements, these are called elements. When I click on any one of these, I have a lot of tool options here. So the stroke style, corner rounding, I could round the corner of this graphic. I can flip it. I can change the position. So each of these little sections, I get different tools. Now I'm going to change this to yard sale. I'm going to keep this the way it is. Now, if you wanted to delete something, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click the trash can. And then if I wanted to add in something else, I can click on elements over here. Now you'll notice that there's a lot of different sections here. See this pink shape here. If I didn't like that, I could even delete the pink shape. Now, if I deleted something and I wanted to come back, I can use the undo button. So I'm going to delete a couple of these. I'm going to delete this. I don't need this. And I'm going to delete this little box with the phone number. I don't need this. And I'm going to change this to benefit for the school. So if I needed to change the text, now this box is a little small for the text. So I'm going to click on this and you'll notice that it's a very easy move with this text box. You can see if I click on it, I can then move it or I can resize it by using these tools around this text box. All right, now we're going to add in a picture here. So I'm going to click over here on Elements and I can describe what I'm looking for. Now, immediately it's suggesting some graphics that I might like to add to this template that I have now saved as my flyer. So for example, if I wanted to move these bowls over here, and if I wanted to make it smaller, I can click on these corner arrows, click and pull. And then I just click and drag this by holding down with my mouse and moving it around. And I'm going to move this one over here too. Click and drag. Ooh, way too big. So I'm going to click on the corner, make it smaller, and using my mouse, I'm going to move it around. Now, this allows you to really customize this pre-designed template and adding elements, removing elements, changing the colors as well. So, oh, we have one here, and I'm just going to put Chicago Public School yard sale. Now that box is a little small, so I'm going to stretch it so that that text fits. Change that. All right, so this one we're going to move it up here. So you can see I've already customized it from what this template looked like. So now it says 1 September, 123 Main Street, Chicago Public School yard sale, clothes, shoes, homewares, furniture, toys, plants, and more, benefit for the school. And again, if there's a graphic here that I don't like, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click delete. And if I wanted to look for something else and I don't see something here that Canva is recommending to me, I could put in, let me put in plants and see if we can find a plant graphic or photo or video that I like. Now I'm going to click on graphics to further narrow down my search. Now this one, you'll notice it does not have the little crown on it. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to pull it over here, a little big. So we're going to shrink it, move it, shrink it, and we're going to put that right there. And what about this? Let's see. Let's do this one too. We're going to put this over here. And it goes in pretty big. We're going to just kind of shrink that a little bit. Oh, doesn't that look nice? Okay. Now, again, these little features with graphics, photos, videos, etc., these are called elements. So after you've selected a template and you want to customize it and you want to make some changes to it. For example, now if I don't like this, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click that trash can. I'm going to click on elements now. So I'm going to click on elements and now I'm going to erase the word plants. I'm going to put in clothes. Okay, and I'm going to leave it on graphics and I'm going to scroll down until I see some. I'm going to grab this one here and pull it over. And let's see, what else can we find? Let's do these little kids' clothes. We're going to pull these over too. Now, I'm going to make them slightly smaller and I'm going to fit them in here. Yard sales always have lots of clothes. And you'll notice that immediately this toolbar is showing me that the colors that are in this graphic. Same for this one. Watch here when I click on this one, see how they change to pink. So if I wanted to change the colors of these graphics, I have that ability as well. Now, if you don't want to see this little elements bar over here, you can just click on the arrow and it will shrink again. Now it is automatically saving everything that I've been doing in this flyer. It started as a template. I have now customized it quite a bit. Now, if you wanted to share this with somebody, you have a couple of options. Over here in the top right, you're going to see the share button. And I can share this by copying the link and sharing this directly with somebody else, either via email or in a message, or I can download it. So if I downloaded this to my computer, I could then print this for myself. Now I could also make this a public flyer. This is, if you're going to do this, this is where I was talking about digital citizenship, where you don't want to put personal information on here if this is a publicly viewable hyperlink. So if this does not have any identifying information, then you would be able to share this link publicly. The link is this website address for what I have created here. So it just depends on how you want to share what you have created in Canva. If you want to download it and print it from your own printer, if you want to share it to your Google Drive, if you want to share it with the public as a viewable web page, if you wanted to present it, or if you wanted to pay Canva to print it for you. You could also send it to your phone. Now, it's really going to depend on if you are creating on the Canva website, which is what I'm doing right now, or if you were going to be creating on the Canva app. They're going to look very, very different. I am in an internet browser right now using canva.com, and if you're using the Canva app, it's going to look different because you're using Canva in an app on a much smaller device. Now, this will be shared. This is shared in my projects. So I'm going to go back to the home button, which is up here in my toolbar. I'm going to click on my projects and I'm going to click on recents, and you're going to see here's the garage sale that I just created. Here is a resume, and then here is a template that I created previously. So I'm going to go back to home and let's create something else. So I am going to create again from a template. I'm going to click here on templates. Now, if you were looking for something specific, maybe you needed to create a wedding invitation, or you needed to create a birthday flyer or a specific presentation, you can search here. So I am going to search for yoga. Let's say that I wanted to create using a template specifically for yoga. Now I typed in yoga to the search bar and I hit enter, and you'll notice a wide variety of Canva templates, and I'm going to click on show more. Now I'm looking for the ones that are available to me with my free account. So again, I'm not going to click on any of them that have the crown because I'm using this with a free account. Now I'm going to scroll down until I find one. And keep going. You can see how beautiful these templates are. And there's so many of them. And I'm going to click on this one here that says find your balance. Now I don't need to print with Canva. I don't need them to print. I'm not going to pay them to print this for me. I am just going to click on the purple button that says customize this template, and it's going to open for me. All right, now it's again, very, very small. So I'm going to use my scroll bar down here, and I'm going to pull that so that I can see it a little bit larger. And then again, each of these elements is separate. So you can see as I click on these sections of the template, I am able to edit each of these sections, the picture, the words, the graphics of the plants. So let's do a couple of things. I'm going to click on this plant and I am going to delete it. Now I'm going to click on elements over here on the left, and I'm going to actually type in yoga and see if I can find some elements, which are graphics, photos, videos, audio, etc., that have a yoga theme. So I'm going to scroll down and I am going to specifically look for graphics. And let's see if I can find a free one. And I'm going to move this one over. Very nice. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to change the text. And I don't need this box here, so I'm going to click in this text box, and then I'm going to use the delete feature. And I'm going to double click here and highlight that text. Join us for a free yoga class. Okay. Now, if I wanted to change the style of the font or the size or the colors, you'll see that when I'm clicked inside this text box, the toolbar pops up. So I'm going to highlight this and let's change it to a different font. I'm going to do something a little easier to read, and we're going to make that font a little bigger here. I'm going to click on the plus sign to make that font bigger, and I'm going to actually change the color to brown. And I don't need a list. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, and then I'm going to, here's a text box. I'm not going to change that, but I am going to change the date. Let's change this to August 18th, 2026. And if I wanted to change this font, I am going to click here and choose a different font style as well as a different color. Okay, now all of these are changeable. If you don't need a section, you can delete them. I'm going to just delete quite a bit here so that you can see I'm now really customizing this template for myself. I can even change the picture. Now I'm going to click on the image. You can see that I've selected it, and I'm going to replace it. I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to put in a different picture. I'm going to put in a graphic. Now already I've started with one template and I have changed it considerably. I'm going to delete this element here and let's see what this looks like. There is what my yoga, I'm going to move these over. You can see these are just a click and a pull. And I'm going to move these down here. And see, I can click on these little element boxes. And I'm also going to make them a little bit bigger. So click here, make this one bigger too by using my toolbar. Okay, now I started with a template that looked very, very different. And now I have created my own yoga flyer by selecting and changing. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And I'm changing that color again. It's pretty hard to read. And make this a little bigger and change that color as well. Okay, now again, each time you select one of these little boxes, you'll notice that my toolbar here is changing. So as you click on the element, you have control over the color, the size. You can add, you can delete. And again, everything is being saved here. And the template was called Black and Green Yoga Fitness Flyer. And I'm going to change that to Shannon's Yoga Class. Now, this flyer is done. Let me make it a little bigger so you can see it. You can see the very, very simple, quite a bit different from what I started with. Now, if I wanted to add text, I can do that over here. I can add a text box. So if I click and I add a text box, I can then select where I want the text box and type in the text box. Here's when it added it here. Let me show you that again. I'm going to click on add a text box and it dropped it in here. I'm going to click on that box, make it a little bigger, move it down here, type in it. Now I find that a hard font to read when it's that small. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to change it. There we go. And if you wanted to use Magic Write, this is using Canva's AI tool. So you can ask it to help you write something if you wanted to. Maybe you needed help writing a description of something, or you needed help with the language. So you could ask it to help you write. I'm not going to put in anything right now, nothing specific, but this is one of the features that you get with a free account as well. And again, I'm going to move that box up here and I'm going to click this little collapse button to collect it. And now you can see my yoga flyer. Okay. Now, if I wanted to share this, I can click the share button. I can either copy the link and paste that into an email or on a website. I could download this to my computer and print it if I wanted to, or attach it to an email. And again, I could send it to my phone or make it public. There is no information on here that I would be worried about sharing publicly. Now, again, this is back on my home bar, my home here. And if I go to my projects and I click on recent, you can see the ones that I've created here in class. My resume, the yard sale flyer, and the yoga class. Now, your projects will stay in here until you delete them. If you are interested in deleting one, you can click on the three dots here and you can move it to the trash. Now, you can also copy the link if I wanted to share that again, share it with somebody via email, make it available to view offline, download it to your computer, move it into, you could create a specific place in your Canva account to move it, make a copy of it. So if you wanted an original copy and then a second copy, or open it in a new tab of your browser window. All right, now, if you are interested in learning more about Canva and doing this hands-on, creating presentations, please contact me for more information about the in-person classes at Trellus. In the intermediate class and the advanced class, we work on Canva and we create presentations and social media posts and videos so that the learning is more hands-on. I'm going to stop sharing now and I'm going to stop recording. And if you have any questions, it would be a good time to ask me. Just as a reminder, this is the 6th of the summer workshop and the final one for the summer. So thank you so much for watching, and I am going to stop the recording now.